Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another QnA with Sangram. So, after watching my last video, that animation should not be your last option, I came across a lot of amazing comments on the video on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. And one of them asked by an artist who was saying that animation being such a new industry, well, it is a very old industry, but a very upcoming industry as opposed to the standard industries. There is ought to be a lot of job insecurities. Him himself have faced this problem a lot, and he was asking what should an upcoming artist do to get out of such situations? What should be, why shouldn't they have a plan B? Well, first of all, just like any other field, if you actually decide to get into a field thinking, what would I do if it does not work out? And from the day one, if you're looking for a plan B, that means that you are not in it 100%. And there is no point getting into anything if you're not giving it your 100%. Now, it doesn't matter how much philosophy I talk about, what your concern is also genuine is, yes, we do live in an industry where a lot of work is very contract based, where you are hired for a particular project, whether it might be for 1 year or 3 years, but then eventually you have to after the contract is done, you have to go looking for something else. That does not mean that animation industry in India has job insecurity issues. If anything, after COVID, as I've mentioned before, the demand for animation has doubled and tripled. I mean, the amount of requests that I get for corporate videos or ads have increased in the last 3 months because we are not physically able to go out. Despite of animation being such an upcoming field, there is, and despite of some of you that might feel the job insecurities in this field, there should not be a plan B to get out of this situation. Instead, there should be a plan B to stay into this system but in a different way. And by that, I mean, and I always encourage every single artist at Rake Animation and Design to have two specialties. Yes, you should always be a master of two specialties. So for myself, I am in love with storytelling and storyboards. But when I was learning storyboards, I realized how difficult it was to even get into a studio as a storyboard artist. And this is, I'm talking about the international field, that is a lot harder than the things that are over here. In that case, I realized that I need another strength. I looked at myself, I looked at the work I have done and realized that animating is something that I'm absolutely amazing at. And so I started working as an animator. So when I got my first job, it was as an animator. And as my contract was getting done for that particular animation gig, I had storyboarding that I can go to. So in the very same studio, I asked if storyboarding is something that I can look at. I gave a test. So I did not have a problem with job security or job insecurity because I was specialized into fields of animation. Similarly, every single person in my crew, I am forcing them to be good at two things. I recognize what they're good at and I start focusing their attention on a second thing that they're good at, but only after you have honed the first thing that you're good at. So I'll give you an example of our animation director Abhijit. He is an absolutely amazing animator. He's been in this industry since 1997, I think, since the first Hanuman movie. And along with that, he is a fabulous concept artist. Again, two completely different things. We have another animation director who is amazing at animation, but he is working on his character development skills. Every single supervising animator, every single artist, down to the junior artist that we have, we try and focus on these two things, and so should every single artist out there, because as you said, it is not enough just to know one trait. It is not enough just to know animation. If you're an animator, learn After Effects. If you're an animator, learn layout, learn background, learn characters. Any two specialties in this field will be more than enough for you to secure a permanent job in this industry anywhere. You will never be jobless, and your personal value will also increase. So if you're hiring somewhere only as an animator, let's say you'll get an X amount of money, but the moment you add, I'm not only an animator, but I'm also storyboard artist, I'm not only an animator, I'm also a layout artist, your value increases, your position in that studio increases. You might not get hired as an animator, but you might get hired as a lead position or a supervising position or a generalist position. You are increasing your own value, and that should be your plan B. I am not in favor of people saying, okay, maybe I should look for a plan B to get out of this. No, you should look for a plan B to stay into this. And this applies in every single industry, whether it might be IT, whether it might be architecture, whether it might be everything. So after you've mastered the first thing, then focus on mastering the second thing. It will secure your job in this industry. I'm not saying in a particular studio, but in this industry, it will not only make you more talented, but it will also help you increase your own value. And this, my friends, is your plan B. So I hope I have made this point pretty clear, and I have decided to keep these Q&As very short. So I'll try and upload as many Q&As as possible and not on weekly basis. So you guys have more material to look at. So DM me, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, email me, and I will do my best to answer one question at a time so that you guys have more videos to look at. Take care, stay home, stay safe. See ya.